Tom.
Hello everybody, Tom Fawkes here, welcoming you to a Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. To those who have never seen this game, heard of this game, or what have you, I'd like to preface this by saying this is a Star Wars RPG. And it's a very interesting one at that, as it's based off of the D20 system. Basically meaning that it plays very similarly to Dungeons & Dragons. So without further ado, let's just jump into the game. Starting off, you choose your class. You can start off with one of three classes across, well, two sexes. You got males, you got Scoundrel, Scout, and Soldier. Soldier is more equipped with combat. If you want to play a combat-heavy class, you're gonna want the Soldier. They get bonus feats every other level. They get access to the better weapons and better armor. However, they do lack what they have in combat, they greatly lack in skills and stealth. Scouts are a little bit less combat-based and a little bit more environment-based. They're better at things like security, reprogramming droids, demolitions, and attacking from a range. And Scoundrels are your basic rogue-like character. They rely on stealth, they rely on their charisma, they're able to get through like security doors and like all this jazz, and they also get more skill points as their class. They're more skill-based than the other two classes. So with that said, I'm going to choose my class and sex as female Scoundrel. So let's start off by choosing a portrait. This is pretty much the extent of the customization in this game. So I'm gonna go with, let's see. I like this one. Attributes. So how am I gonna make this character? I'll go over what each of these does first before I make my decision. Strength. I'll just read the descriptions. Measures your physical power. High strength adds modifiers to melee damage and chance to hit, which is important for characters that use close range weapons like swords and lightsabers. What you see is what you get. That's exactly what it does. Dexterity measures agility and reflexes. A high dexterity modifier adds to range attack rolls, blasters and grenades, and increases a character's defense rating, making them harder to hit. What they don't say here is that it also adds to your reflex save, which is a defensive throw that kind of allows you to dodge certain things. Constitution. Constitution represents health and resiliency. High Constitution adds vitality points at each level. This is important for everyone, but essential for soldiers and Jedi Guardians. Basically, anybody who's in the front lines needs a lot of Constitution in order to be able to, well, live. As well, Constitution also affects your Fortitude save, which is how well you can resist things like poisons. Intelligence. Intelligence represents knowledge and reasoning. High intelligence adds modifiers to a number of points a character has to spend on skills. I mean, like what you see is what you get there, and also a lot of skills rely on knowledge. Rely on intelligence as well. So that's a good one to go into if you're playing a more skill-based character. Wisdom, which is going to spoil something later in the game, represents willpower. A high wisdom modifier adds to Jedi Force points and Force power saving throws. The Force powers of a Jedi with high wisdom are also much harder to resist. There are also some skills that use wisdom as well. Same with charisma. Charisma represents personality and ability to lead. High charisma adds modifiers to Force-related feats and powers that are very important to all Jedi classes. It is also central to a very persuasive talker. So the way we're gonna build our character is 10 on this, 14 on this, 14 on this, 14 on this, 14 on this, 10 on this, you know what, 12 on this. So we're not going to be pouring much into strength, but we are going to be pouring a lot into dexterity and all of the non-physical attributes here. And Constitution's always good to have more health, so we're going to be making a relatively balanced character here. Not very great at melee combat, though. In terms of our skills, we got 24 skills to work with here. Now you can see on the top right there, it says class skill and it says cross-class skill. Cross-class skills, you have to spend double the points, and you can only invest into them half as much because the class isn't trained to use that skill. So, there's that. And then class skills are 1 point, and you can do double of what it is for cross-class skills. I'm gonna put into awareness just to be able to see stealthy characters and also where there are any mines hidden. Persuade, very important. Repair, security, and treat injury. Treat injury is an interesting one, as it's basically one very important thing about this game. I believe this runs on the fact that if your character is dead, you automatically get a game over, but if your party is dead, then it doesn't work out like that. I might be wrong, though. I am wrong in that. Never mind. I am dumb. Treat injury is still very important early on. But I think I'm gonna put it into stealth instead. I'm gonna ignore demolitions and treat injury. And we'll see where that gets me through all this. Get a bunch of feats here. Feats are basically just like added bonuses to things that allow you to do or get certain things. We start off with a slew of them, including proficiencies with certain weapons, some combat abilities, as well as some skill-based abilities. Ones that we get as a Scoundrel are, what is this called? What is this called? Sneak Attack, there we go. Sneak Attack adds a 1d6 points of extra damage to attacks when the target can't respond to the attacker. The extra damage is applied to attacks made from behind the target against stunned targets or otherwise immobilized targets, and any attacks made while in stealth mode. Combat cancel stealth mode, and the first attack receives the bonus. Sneak Attack only works if the target's within 10 meters. Extra damage is not multiplied in the case of a critical hit. So pretty much saying that you have to be within a certain range of them in order to get the damage. So if you're using a ranged weapon from far away, it won't work. But if you're using a ranged weapon from up close, it will work. And the extra damage, and you don't get the multiplier on a critical hit, so say a ×2 critical hit multiplier, it would be the base damage ×2 plus the sneak attack damage. And then we also get Scoundrel's Luck, which gives us a +2 to defense, which is always active, which is incredible. So that's grand right there. That's really good. I think for our first feat, so, you know, like 2-weapon fighting is very interesting. But however, I do plan on using blasters early on in the game, so I'm gonna go with dueling first, which gives us a +1 to our attack bonus and a +1 to defense. When we are using a single ranged or melee weapon. Oh, I didn't actually have the feat. There we go. And our name. Oh boy, what is my name gonna be? We're gonna be the Scoundrel Rindo Tachyon. Yeah. You can see we basically got our D&D based character sheet here. Here's our health, our defense. We get +2 from having Scoundrel's Luck, and we get +2 from our dexterity bonus. Base defense is always 10. We have our modifiers down here, or our scores down here. The modifiers basically take the modifier at 10, and for every 2 points you put into it, add a +1 to the modifier. So 10 is 0, +2 to that would be 12, +1 to that modifier. -2 to that would be 8, so it'd be a -1 modifier. In this game, unless acted on by an outside force, these modifiers can't go any lower than -1. They can't go any higher than +4. We also have our Fortitude, Reflex, and Will saves here, which I explained earlier. Anyway, let's get into it in the adventure of Tachyon Rindo. Hold up, I've consistently forgot to do this in the past few videos, but I want to give a shout out to my patrons on Patreon for their continued support. Their names are scrolling across the screen right now. If you want to become a patron and be credited in various videos on my channel, as well as get other perks, then you can head on over to patreon.com/TomFawkes and sign up to become a patron. And once again, I thank you all for your continued support. Let's continue. And enjoy this rendition of the Star Wars theme, as I do not want to get sued by Disney. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars! Knights of the Old Republic. 4,000 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire, the Republic verges on collapse. Darth Malak, last surviving apprentice of the Dark Lord Revan, has unleashed an invincible Sith armada upon an unsuspecting galaxy, crushing all resistance. Malak's war of conquest has left the Jedi Order scattered and vulnerable, as countless knights fall in battle, and many more swear allegiance to the new Sith Master. In the skies above the outer rim world of Taris, a Jedi battle fleet engages the forces of Darth Malak in a desperate effort to halt the Sith's galactic domination. All right, guys. We're stopping at the McDonald's, but only just going through the drive-thru real quick. As you can see, we are in the midst of being destroyed here. The McDonald's is right down below on the planet, so we just gotta, oh geez. Oh God. Oh no. Oh, we're drifting. Also, gotta love that early, these kind of games where, like, it loads in and I'm standing there and then immediately get teleported to the bed. What? What's going on? Are we at the McDonald's yet? This isn't McDonald's. There's a spaceship.
We've been ambushed by a Sith battle fleet. The Endar Spire is under attack. Hurry up, we don't have much time.
Are we at McDonald's?
Did you fall out of your bunk and hit your head? The Endar Spire is the ship we're stationed on. This ship. You probably don't even know who I am, do you? I'm Trask Ulgo, ensign with the Republic Fleet. I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire. We work opposite shifts. I guess that's why you haven't seen me before. Now hurry up. We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive.
Okay, well, who's Bastila?
Bastila is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer, really. But she's the one in charge of this mission. One of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival in the event of an enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else on this mission. Now it's time to make good on that oath. I know all about your reputation. How you used to smuggle spice and blasters along the Corellian run. I guess the Republic figured since they couldn't catch you, they might as well hire you. And I'll admit, the Republic is in desperate need of someone with your kind of skills. Desperate enough to overlook your shady past. But now that you signed on for this mission, you're part of the Republic fleet. And Bastila needs all troops at her side during this attack.
Okay, let's go help Bastila.
Hurry up and grab your gear. You need to suit up so we can get out of here.
Okie dokie. Journal entry added. All right, we're able to walk around now finally. And, whew. You can kind of tell, you can kind of tell who this game was programmed by and who to appeal to. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at our menu options here. Well, I'll take a look at those later, but right now we got our UI here. Top left is our map. It fills in as we explore new places. Bottom right are...
You can move the mouse to the edge to move...
Okay, I get it. I'm tutorializing here too for the people who are playing along with me. Anyway, portraits down here. If you've got multiple party members, you can switch to them by clicking on them. You also have a pause function right here. This is, and these are actions you can take based on equipment that you have. Now we head over to the Foot Locker and click on it. We got stuff: stealth field generator, computer spike, security spike, blaster pistol, short sword, clothing, and med packs. Get items. All right, so now let's take a look at
Come on, we have to hurry. The Sith might already be boarding the ship to try and capture Bastila. Put your equipment on so we can get out of here.
Okay. If we go to the top right here, this is our pause menu. You got a bunch of various things here, including the ability to equip stuff. You've got a lot of different slots on you for this. Head, hands, right arm, left arm, body, left weapon, right weapon, and belt. We can equip the belt right away. We can equip a weapon right away, so I'll go with a blaster. We can put on our clothing. Although, honestly, there's other than covering yourself up, yeah, it's like a little more than the modesty, that protect a little more than the modesty of the wearer. Let's just, we'll go with this for now. We'll get into some of these other ones later since we don't have any equipment for them right now. You can see your entire inventory in here. Some of which you can use, some of which you can't. Medpack you could use. But other words, nothing else really. You can see, basically, this is basically your character sheet, your stats and the like. If you look on the left side here, you can see your light to dark side ratio, which comes from the decisions you make in this game, which was revolutionary when this game came out. You can see your abilities like your feats, as well as your skills. You can read up on what they do. This retracts dialogue. So that way you can read back to what you might have like missed throughout the story. This is your journal, which shows all the quests that you have. Here's the map, fills in as you explore, and here are the options. Your basic options.
Let's move out. We should stick together. You'll have more success with a party than on your own.
All right.
Because of the attack, this room is in lockdown. But don't worry, I've got the override codes. You'll have to use me to unlock the door.
Okie dokie. To use another member of your party, you can go down to the bottom corner here and click on them. And now I'm controlling Trask.
Now that the door's open, you better take the lead again.
And it just like automatically switches back to me for the sake of this cutscene.
This is Cartoonassi. The Sith are threatening to overrun our position. We can't hold out long against their firepower. All hands to the bridge.
That was Karth contacting us on our portable communicators. He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together. If he says things are bad, you better believe it. We have to get to the bridge to help defend Bastila. There's a map of the Endar Spire and a copy of Karth's message in your electronic journal, just in case we get separated.
Let's move out. So let me ask you something. How many of you are staring at her butt right now?
On it. Done.
These Sith must be the advanced boarding party for the Republic!
All right, well, now we're in the throes of combat. We can use our sniper shot. However, it's not a very good ability until we get weapons that can utilize it more. What it does is all weapons have most weapons have a 20 to 20 critical hit rate, which means that if you roll a 20 on your attack, then you'll do ×2 damage. Sniper shot doubles that range. So let's say, so for a 20 range, it would go to 1920. For a 1920 range, it would go to 1720, and it would keep going down that range. The downside to using it is that you lose 5 defense on the next attack against you. So I think we're gonna go with standard attacks for now. I just realized I didn't quite explain all the ins and outs of like the weapons and whatnot. So once we're done with this battle, I'll look at the equipment screen and show that off again. All right, so that gentleman is dead. All right, so you can see here that it describes what it's for. And like I said, this is based off of Dungeons & Dragons, so it does energy damage at a 1d6 damage, range of 23 meters, and critical threat of 20 to 20. You got your short sword, 1d6, critical threat of physical, 1d6, 20 to 20 critical range. Also, these weapons are balanced, which is useful for 2-weapon fighting. +2/+0 if to offset the two-weapon fighting penalty if used in the offhand. If it's not balanced, then you just get the full penalty. Got some credits right here. And to those of you that are rolling your eyes at the fact that I'm running around naked as my character, don't worry, I'm gonna be getting some armor very soon. Go ahead and strike him. Hit him with lasers. There we go. Shoot him in the face. Yep, just hit him in the face right there. Yep, all our laser friends right here. And we got frag grenades, short sword, long sword, and combat suit. So now the long sword, if I can get to my equipment. Long sword does more damage. It rolls on a 1d12, but it's not balanced. So you can hold this in your main hand, but if you hold it in your offhand, you're gonna be taking more penalties for 2-weapon fighting. As well as we got, oh yeah, what do you mean I can't equip during combat? We're not in combat. Combat's over. Go home. You can't equip or unequip armor during combat. The game wants me to be naked. Frag grenade. We'll get into more on how those work later. Hey, a metal box. Med pack and credits. I think the game might be a touch glitched here. Also, if I want to, you can click on your ally and talk to them.
I've got a feeling that won't be our last battle with the Sith. Good thing we have med packs to heal our wounds. It might be a good idea to use one now before our next battle.
Okay, so basically talking to him is just how to get tutorial stuff. Oh, and actually a little bit of items. Okay, can I please equip this now? I've talked to my ally. There we go. Combat suit. Armor works in a specific way where it gives you a set defense bonus. But depending on the weight of the armor, you have this max dexterity bonus. Now, this doesn't mean it adds +5 to it. This means this is the max bonus you could have to your dexterity that will still provide a bonus to your armor. Or like anything else that uses dexterity. We don't have to worry about that now since we only have a +2 to our dexterity, but later on if we get heavier pieces of clothing, or we improve our dexterity by a lot more, then we might have issues with it. However, without outside modifiers, you can't go above +4 with that, and that won't happen until much later. Oh, hello! Fighting with their swords there. Now time for tutorial stuff. Wow! He just threw a grenade at an entire group of enemies and wiped them all out! What if I were to do that? I'm trying to... I guess I can't do that. Oh, come on. I was able to... There we go. Click on the guy. Hit grenade. Throw grenade. And bam. Grenades do a set amount of damage in well, 20. And they can be... I believe they can be dodged by a specific, I want to say a reflex save. If on a successful reflex save, they only take half damage from it. But this early on, that's 10 damage, and that would probably kill them anyway. Oh goody, the guy I'm fighting just healed himself. I'm not having very good luck with these shots. Fortunately, I got Trask here to help me out. Yep, come on. There we go. I should also mention that, well, I don't want to go that way yet. I hear danger and death behind there. Let's try a different path first, and also get some of these remains. Mostly credits. We're gonna need credits. We're gonna need a lot of credits for something later on. Those of you who are veterans of the game, and I would appreciate it if you didn't spoil it in the comments, know exactly what we're gonna be getting with our credits later on. Alright, well we can't go that way anymore because it blew wide open. I just want to check something here. Yep, I think we're all well and good. Let's go through this door.
Dark Jedi! This fight is too much for us. We better stay back. All we do is get in the way.
She's doing it! Yes! Do you want to go on a Oh, no!
That was one of the Jedi accompanying Bastila. Damn, we could have used her help.
Damn it! I was gonna ask the space wizard on a space date to Space McDonald's! You never quite know who to hit, do you? I'm pretty sure these guys are using, like, modified blasters that not only don't hit as well, or don't hit a lot, but don't hit as well. Adrenal strength, which temporarily increases your strength, and a vibration cell. We'll get more into what that does later. Although the fact that she had it on her kind of makes me think, you know, never mind. Anyway, we're gonna continue on here to the bridge, but since we're right outside the bridge
is just beyond that door. You better equip your melee weapon. There isn't much room on the bridge, and it's suicide to use a blaster in close quarters. I should equip a melee weapon too. Either that or I'll have to stay back and use my blaster.
Okie dokie. So I want to use a blaster for this, but I also want to just go over how much faster combat's gonna be with melee weapons, especially if I use 2 of them. So I'll equip a longsword and a short sword. And as you can see, I have horrible, like, detriments to my ability to hit because I don't have any feats in 2-weapon fighting. So for now, let's just go with the 1 longsword, which does 1d12 damage. We'll head on in there. And we'll start fighting. There you go, getting some damage in. I leveled up from someone being killed when I'm not even close to them. There we go.
Bastila's not here on the bridge. They must have retreated to the escape pods. We better head that way too. The Sith want Bastila alive, but once she's off the ship, there's nothing stopping them from blasting the Endar Spire into galactic dust.
Alright, well, while we're here, we might as well take a look at the remains that are around. Another blaster pistol if I wanted to use 2 of them. I actually want to see what my hit is on using 2 blaster pistols, because that would... Dual wielding guns, that'd be awesome. -2 and -8. I don't think I quite explained how combat works in this, but basically your attacks are determined on a roll of a die of 1 through 20, plus or minus any bonuses you might have, and that is weighed against your opponent's defense rating. So, for example, actually I could just go over to the sheet here. My defense is at a 19 right now, which means if let's say somebody had a strength modifier of +3 and was using a longsword, they would have to roll a 16 or higher, because 16 plus 3 is 19, in order to be able to penetrate my defense. We're gonna go ahead and level up. Every level you get skill points equal to whatever your class allows you to get, plus, wait a minute. This doesn't seem right. Yeah, something's not quite right here. Huh. Okay. I guess I'll, this is weird. I thought I'd be getting more points than this. I guess it was like a bonus amount of points from before. Anyway, I'm not going to be using all my points here because I do want to improve computer use and repair, and those you can only improve on every 2 levels. So I'll be able to do that again at level 3, but those points carry over. We're going to get another feat here. Do I want 2-weapon fighting? Reduces the penalty. Normal penalties are -6 to the main hand and -10 to offhand. Are reduced by 0 and 4, so it's -6, -6. And eventually that can go down as far as 0, -2 for that, if I wanted to do 2-weapon fighting. Oh boy. You know what? 2-weapon fighting is always exciting, so let's go down that road. And since we did do 2-weapon fighting, I'm gonna equip a blaster pistol. You can see the penalties have been reduced severely now that we have that. So let's go ahead and just go and use our 2 stuff. Actually, the other thing we haven't done as well is we haven't checked out Trask's equipment, because he's just got the blaster pistol. But I also want to see. He's got better skills than us all across the board. That much is certain. I also want to see, though, what feats he has. He could use up to heavy armor. He's got power attack, power shot. Power attack exchanges, yeah, okay. Power attack exchange gives you +5 to your damage, but at a cost of -3 to hit. There's a lot of modifiers that can go into these kinds of things, so we'll just keep moving on here from the bridge.
Something behind.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Damn, another Dark Jedi. I'll try to hold him off. You get to the escape pods. Go!
It occurs to me that I probably could have taken the stuff off of him that he had. You know, I think his stuff is automatically taken off him, isn't it? No, I did lose his stuff. All right. I thought there was somebody behind me for a second, but I think it was like a table or something. All right, let's head over to the starboard section.
This is Cartho Nacyon, your personal communicator. I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life support systems. Basila's escape pod is away. You're the last surviving crew member on the Endar Spire. Now, I can't wait for you much longer. You have to get to the escape pods. But be careful. There's a Sith patrol just down the corridor. Use your stealth skill to sneak past him.
Okay. So in order to be able to use stealth, you need to have a stealth field generator, which is the belt item I have. And then this icon down here allows you to use stealth, which means now I am sneaking. And I can see, but here's the thing, it's just one guy. So let me unpause this and try to get closer, and then let me see if I can get the sneak attack damage off of him. Oh, what's going on over here? I sure don't know. Is there somebody there? I did get the sneak attack damage off. You can see I dealt 10 damage to him, which is a hell of a lot more than I've dealt to, like, anybody. However, you can see how much faster that fight went now that I'm using 2 weapons. So 2-weapon fighting is probably the way to go in terms of certain combat. So let's keep moving, and, oh, hello! I probably should have sneaked upon you, huh? Oh well.
Now
My two weapons will have something to say about that. Apparently she's saying like quips and whatnot during this, but it's hard to tell.
Squad of Sith troopers on the other side of that door. You need to find some way to thin their numbers. You could reprogram the damaged assault droid to help you, if you have enough repair parts. Or you could use computer spikes to slice into the terminal and use the Endar Spire security systems against the Sith.
So like he said, first off we can check this footlocker here and we get computer parts and computer spikes and computer parts. Parts help us repair robots, spikes help us hack into computers. So, if we go to view to transport module, we can see that there are 4 enemies in there and 1 elite enemy. And we can use 4 spikes to overload the power conduit in there, which would kill everybody instantly. However, I'm more going to go with the droid here, because we can reactivate the droid. I can activate its shields for 3 repair parts, but I think I'm just gonna engage it in patrol mode, because that should be enough to take care of these guys in here. And if I stay close enough to the door, they won't see me, and this droid will just take care of them on his own. On its own, rather. There we go. I gained all the experience from that, and the droid did all the work for me, pretty much. Come over here to this guy's remains, and he's got an ion blaster and a prototype vibroblade. Now, this is getting into the more, I guess, complicated stuff of Star Wars, but if we go to look at these pieces of equipment, the ion blaster does 1d4 damage plus 1d10 versus droids, so very useful against droids. It's also balanced as well, so that's nice. But the vibroblade is something that's going to be much more interesting. 1d10 damage plus 1 damage always. So basically it does 1d10 damage plus 1. Critical threat of 19 to 20, so with our our critical strike ability, that would be a 17 to 20 range on that. But most interestingly, it can be upgraded, which we can upgrade it with the vibration cell we picked up earlier. But we need to do it at an upgrade, at like an upgrade table, so we can't do it right now. But it's important to note that for later because that is incredibly useful. Oh, we also got some more remains right here. Credits! Money is going to be very useful. But I got my droid friend here. I got a little bit of the Endar Spire left to go before I can escape. Next time on Star Wars Knights of the Republic, I didn't mean to equip the Ion Blaster, but hey, it's there now. We are going to be making our way through the Endar Spire and hopefully making it to the planet down below. See you all then! Later!